Hi there, this is Brick from How to IELTS, and today we have another feedback video, this time with Asraful, who is from Bangladesh. Now, if you would like your mock speaking test with myself, you can book using the link in the description. I do have a special offer on at the moment, so click the link in the description below, and let's get started with this feedback video where you will hear all my commentary, my detailed analysis, and I will give a band score for Asraful, and I will explain why he got that band score, and I will also explain what he can do to get a higher score. So let's begin. Good evening. My name is Brick. Could you tell me your full name?
My name's Ashraful Islam, but you can call me Ashraful. It's my nickname.
Right, very, very confident start. You can never really get much of a judgment. You can never make much of a judgment this early on. However, he sounded very confident. Let's continue. Thank you, Ashraful. Now, in the first part of this test, I will ask you questions about yourself. So, how often do you use technology in your daily life?
I use technology in several times in my daily life, such as mobile phone. I used
Right, good answer so far. I know he didn't finish, but let me tell you why he responded in a good way. So he explained how often he uses technology, and then he went on to give an example. He said, such as, and then he explained what type of technology he uses. So a very good structure to his answer there. Well done. Let's continue. Let's see how he progresses.
regularly because some communicate with my friends and sometimes chat.
Okay. And what kind of technology do you use the most?
Actually, I most use several technologies, but
I use most several technologies, so we just got the wording the wrong way around there. Yeah, so that might be classed as a grammatical error, or at least with this accuracy, which is something that you do get marked on. So just be careful of that. Okay, let's continue.
especially mobile phone and sometimes PC and tablets.
Okay, and do you think technology has made life easier or more difficult?
No, I think technology is
I think, by the way, not thinks, think. Okay.
more easier our life and improved is numerous our life cause in the past
Right. So some errors are starting to appear now. Most numerous is using the words in the incorrect way. I do like your confidence, but unfortunately, we don't really get marks for confidence alone. Okay. Confidence is generally a prerequisite of just performing well. Okay. Alone, it doesn't do much. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue.
we are not not easily get any work for the time.
We not easily get any. Okay, so all the words there have been used in the wrong order. They've been put in the wrong order. So I would suggest you uh, practice speaking. Basically, okay. One way we can do this for you specifically, Ashraful, is by using grammar exercises. Okay, so I can send you those on WhatsApp. It's basically just gap fill exercises, and it will help you put put words in the correct order. Okay, but let's continue.
But nowadays we can easily some work are finished in
Nowadays, we can easily sum word. Okay, now I know I've mentioned this a few times now, where you're using words in the wrong order, but it also looks like you're missing words out. So that could be something to do with lexical resource. which basically means vocabulary. So when you miss words out, it looks like to the examiner that you have a lack of vocabulary. You have a small vocabulary, okay? So just be careful of that.
this technology. So I think technology improve our life.
I think technology improves, or I think technology has improved, or I think technology can improve. Okay, yeah, so it's the same areas really. Okay, and what kind of technology do you think will be common in the future?
Actually, it depends on person, but
It depends on the person. Okay, so just use the correct article there.
I, as far as I concern, uh,
Good. As far as it's actually as far as I'm concerned, not I, but I like that terminology there. I like that use of vocabulary. It's very natural. That's something that we do use in general day-to-day English. So yeah, that's good.
technology is mobile phone and sometimes computer and photograph and cameras are
Okay, one thing you've done really well here, Astroful, is that you've given many examples throughout your speaking test. We're only a few minutes in, but you've given many examples, and also many people make the mistake, especially with the topic of technology. When they give examples, they always use the same examples. Now, I've just heard you mention camera. You've used PC, tablets, computers. Um, so in some areas, you're doing really well.
most common in the future, and it's crucial important for our person for depends on person cause it's uh, huge important in our life and it's
Okay. Interesting. It sounds like you're not fully prepared for this question. This is very common. That's the benefit of these mock speaking tests. Okay, you get to familiarize yourself with the type of questions that can just pop up. Okay, um, I would just take a moment and think about your answer before you respond. Okay, it's fine if you take a moment just to think about what you're going to say. Okay, other than that, it's fine. A few areas, but I didn't mention them because they were the same sort of areas that have occurred before. But let's continue. Okay, and do you prefer using technology for work or for leisure? Right. Sorry, I just stopped to them. I like these questions. I really like these questions on technology. They're quite, I would say they're easier to answer, and you can really show off your vocabulary. I know my last one or two videos, those clients, those candidates got really difficult questions. So these questions are nice, at least for me. If I was in his position, I would love to answer these questions. Let's continue. And do you prefer using technology for work or for leisure?
I prefer some technology in my leisure time, such as tablet, which I played some educational quizzes and sometimes educational assignments. So what I not find any type of website. So that time I when I get a free time, so that so I will try. I was tried some educational quizzes and in
Right. Okay. So I like the fact that you are speaking fluently in the sense that you're continuously talking. However, a few grammatical errors are arising. Okay. I was tried. You can just say I tried. I was tried. It's past tense, past tense. You don't need two of them. Was means in the past, and then tried also means in the past. So the word was, we don't need it because when you say I tried, it automatically means that you did something in the past. I hope that's not too technical. Let's continue. I actually don't like to talk too much about grammar in these videos because it becomes too technical. Um, yeah, I know some examiners do this. Some YouTubers do this really well. Glyn from Expert IELTS Examiner. Please subscribe to his channel. He does an amazing job. He does really well with pointing out grammatical errors and how you can improve those. I don't like doing it as much. I think for my audience, it becomes a little bit too technical. But let's continue.
Enhance my knowledge, so I can learn many things from that time.
Okay. And are there any disadvantages of using technology?
Yes, there are several disadvantages in the modern era.
Several disadvantages, not several disadvantage, because disadvantage is singular. Okay. Several means more than one. So several is plural. So we don't say plural, then singular. We don't say several disadvantage. If it's plural, several, so it's plural, the next word also has to be plural. So several disadvantages. Let's continue.
Such as firstly, the disadvantage addicted some childrens in the virtual games, and furthermore are addicted some addicted.
Interesting point here that I noticed. So I really like when candidates use sequence words. So sequence words are words that put things in order. So he mentioned firstly, he also mentioned furthermore. Okay, these are words that are very easy to use, and they do boost up your mark in both speaking and writing. However, in this case, they just looked a little bit memorized. Okay, uh, just be careful of that.
Some games such as Free Fire, PUBG, and it's harmful our health and body. And
It's harmful for our health, or it's not harmful health. Again, just a couple of words missing there.
also our mind, and distract our study life.
Okay, now let's move on and talk about transportation. So, what type of transportation do you use the most? Again, you got lucky there, Asrafo. Another easy topic. That's very good. Okay, let's continue. Transport is one of the easier topics, I think.
Actually, I use several technology transportation such as CN.
I use several transportation. Um, Incorrect words there used. We don't say several transportations. You can say I use several forms of transport, several vehicles, but not several transportation.
And bus and sometimes I use my car, and I most use actually rickshaw, which is
I use Ruksha the most. By the way, one point I don't think I mentioned is your intonation. Your intonation is really good. So the pitch of your voice. Okay, some people are often very monotone. They just speak like this. I can really feel the enthusiasm, your excitement, your confidence in your speech. So well done for that.
I go my school, and sometimes I going for leisure time. I go out by rickshaw with my partner.
Okay. And do you think public transportation is important?
Could you repeat please this question, sir?
Yes. Do you think public transportation is important?
Yes, it's significantly important our life, cause such as train, which is our most passengers travel in every day.
Okay. Significantly important. Yeah, I would accept that. I think you've used that well. It's significantly important, such as train. I like the fact that you're giving examples. However, we've just given an example in the wrong way. Okay. It's yeah. Let's continue because I think you're onto a good answer here, though. Apart from the way you gave the example.
Our some for work, and some depends on their study, and some are traveling in one side to another side. So it's crucial important in actually people, and I
It's crucially important. I think that's what you said. Um, yeah, again, I will accept that the word crucial and important, they're pretty much synonyms, so they kind of mean the same things. So we don't need both of them; just one is fine. But I will accept that.
I thought it's developed our government.
Developed, developed. This is, I think, the first pronunciation error that you've made. That's quite significant. Okay, that stands out. Other than that, you've done really well with pronunciation. But I'm just saying this to help you. Okay, we pronounce it as developed. Let's continue.
And it's quite important in modern era.
Okay, now in this next part of the test, I'm going to give you a topic, and I would like you to speak about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. But before that, you will have 1 minute to prepare for your talk, and you may take notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. I will now share the topic. So, a skill you would like to learn. Describe a skill you would like to learn in the future. You should say what the skill is, why you want to learn it, how you will learn it, and explain how learning the skill could benefit you. Okay, okay. Not the hardest topic to talk about. Let's see how he performs. Okay, your 1 minute is now over and you may begin to speak.
Okay, I would like to describe about a skill I would like to. It's driving, cause I am a traveler person. So I would like to driving, cause it's a
Okay, we wouldn't need to say I'm a traveler person. We would just say I'm a traveler or I'm a person who likes to travel. Not I'm a traveler person. Because traveler is a type of person. So it's like saying I'm a person. You understand? The word person, we don't need it. You can just say I'm a traveler. Um, but you're off to a good start though. Let's consider.
crucial for this skill, and I think my father, mother, and sister are also uh, professional driver, cause we have a car, and a little bit depressed cause I am not a driver, cause I have not a driving license. So it's
Okay, now, it's very clear to me that you're kind of improvising. You're kind of just making things up on the spot, which I understand is normal. You're in a speaking test, okay, and sometimes your nerves just get on top of you. But one thing you must do, okay, and this is for everyone, is you must learn some sort of structures or techniques that you can use to help you. Now I made many videos on this. You can use my 5W technique. I'll link the video on your screen somewhere. Don't just try to improvise, okay? If you haven't used any techniques to prepare yourself for part 2 of the speaking test, then try to stick to the bullet points on your card as closely as possible, which you're not really doing here, Ashraful. Okay, so we might lose marks here for fluency and coherence because it's not coherent. Your speech is not, it's not answering the question. You're talking slowly. You started talking about something else now. Okay, you're talking about your family, where this is to do with a skill. Let's see how it goes. Maybe you can bring it back.
I think in the after 2 months or 3 months after, I would like to go car training station, and I'd like to visit their office, and I would like to driving in a car, and when I will
Yeah, see. I think it's clear that you're just trying to wait till the 2 minutes are over now. Yeah, again, just use this as a form of practice. Hopefully, you will learn from this. Let's continue.
I will go for outside that time. So I would like to my car and drive easily and with my friends, family, and sometimes partner. So it's quite a lot of important in me. I
Yeah, we just kind of in English we just say you're just waffling on at this point, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You just kind of say anything now at this stage. Uh, in part two of the exam, you can use the topic card that's in front of you. So Ashraful does have access to this here because I normally send it before the speaking test. I will give you access to it on WhatsApp or something. But let's continue.
like to uh, drive a car and sometimes emergency time. So that time I know I don't know car driving, so it's a risk to for me. And I would like to driving a car or any transportation when I
I would like to drive a car.
have a license. So if I get a license, I would like
If I were to get my license, if I were to get a license means that there are more than one type of license. Okay, yeah, okay, I will accept that, but it's not really like natural English. I will get a license. I can't wait till I get a license. It would just say I can't wait to get my license, or I can't wait to get my driving license. Not really a license. Well, let's continue.
to drive any transportation. So it's a chance to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, so there I stopped Ashraful because there's his 2 minutes were over. Okay, now if the examiner does stop you because your 2 minutes are over and you have not finished speaking, don't worry. This is not a bad thing. Okay, many people always say to me, "Oh, the examiner stopped me. Is that a bad thing? Will I lose marks?" The answer is no. The examiner has to stop you once your 2 minutes are over. Okay, and you will only get assessed on whatever you've said in those 2 minutes. Don't worry about not finishing. Let's continue. Let's move on and talk about skills in a bit more detail. So, how important is it for people to keep learning new skills throughout their lives?
It's quite a lot of important because people when know and get a new skill, so they try their character or their personality are flash in the public, and it's depend on positive skill or negative skill. So for instance, my grandfather is police, so he is a new skill for gun shooter. So it's quite important for person to person and depends on what you skilled you learned.
Okay. And do you think people can learn new skills at any age?
Yes, it's absolutely cause but
Um, it's absolutely. We don't say that. Okay, we normally say it's absolutely fine. Okay, not it's absolutely.
restricted some ages when people are not for instance children can't learn anything for their age. Over 18 or over 16 you would try to anything when you get the skill and easily they are achieved their skill. So I thought it's a lot of important when people are get some skills such as as
So again, there are techniques, Astraful, that can help you um, say the correct things here. Because again, we're back to that point now where we're just kind of saying anything that's coming to our mind, and this can actually make us lose marks. And I think that's what's happening here now. And this, just saying whatever, it will start to affect your score in a negative way. Again, I will link some of these videos that can help you for each part of the speaking test. So I made a whole video on how you can improve your answers for questions, for answering questions in part 3 of the test. I will link that somewhere on the video now.
As far as I concern, my I
As far as I'm concerned,
would like to driving license because I am
I would like to get my driving license.
a traveler person. Yeah, it's depend.
Right, we slowly repeating things now. Again, I think you're doing this because you've run out of things to say. Yeah, let's continue.
On person to person.
Okay, I know I was saying a lot of, I was giving you a bit of criticism there, but I like that it depends on person to person. That's very good. Well done. Okay. How can learning a new skill help a person's career? Ooh, I think this is probably the most challenging question you've been asked. You will get questions like this in part 3. Let's see Ashraful's response.
We are. It's This is a good question, and I thought it's quite change their personality and character when people get
It's quite chance, personality, and character. We've just made that sentence up. That I don't think that makes sense, say Ashraful. Now, well, one thing you did good there, you said this is a good question or something like that, and that buys you time, okay? And you did it in a natural way as well. That was good. But I think you definitely need to watch this video of mine that gives you these tips and tricks on how to develop your answers, especially for part 3. Please watch that video, Ashraful.
a new skill, so they trying their flash, their personality and their extra skills are uh, show in public. So they trying their uh, evolve to any job or any criteria. For instance, my friend is a doctor, so he is a well surgeon. So well surgeon in their team. So it's a crucial important for him to he is
Again, we're making a mistake again where we're saying two things of the same thing. It's crucial, important. We just need to say it's crucial or it's important, not crucial, important. Okay? It's like saying, I've got a pen. We don't need the second word of pen. Okay? You've already mentioned it. Crucial, important, they are the same.
great surgeon. It's a facility for him, and I thought it's a extra skill for him.
Okay. And how do you think technology will affect the way we learn new skills in the future?
Uh, it's a lot of important and crucial because we need
It's a lot of important. You can say it's very important, okay, or it's important. Not it's a lot of importance.
any help nowadays. Uh, we check Google, sometimes Twitter, and some websites because we are not know everything. So technology give our numerous facilities, and sometimes when we was not know anything, so that time we find Google and some educational sites. For instance, my teacher give me a assignment, so that I could
Okay, just stop you there 1 second. I think I've mentioned this before. One thing that you are doing really, really well is that you are giving examples. Giving examples really allows you to extend your answers. It also strengthens your speech. Okay, especially when it comes across as natural. Some people, when they think they have to give example, it looks like they're doing it forcefully. You're doing it quite naturally. So that's definitely a positive for you. That and your pronunciation, okay? But we'll talk more about that at the end.
find any friends, any group at even at my school. So I can learn, I can find Google, and I find this assignment, and I completed this.
Is it better to focus on mastering one skill or to learn many different skills?
Actually, as far as I concern, we focus
Right now, I think we're saying this phrase too much now, as far as I concern, and it definitely is very obvious because there's a grammatical mistake there, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now if you've said this like 3, 4 times, and each time obviously you made the same mistake, so now it's getting to the point where we're repeating, and you do lose mark for repeating words. Especially when you do it quite a lot. So just be mindful of that.
one skill, because when we learn one skill fulfill, so that time if we are able to this skill and we achieve this skill easily. uh, However, we when we focus numerous skill and several
Numerous skills. Again, same mistake as earlier. Numerous means plural, so skill is one. We don't say plural singular. We say plural plural. So we say numerous skills.
skill, we are not able to achieve easily is this skill, such as when we focused skill such as driving. So you when you get license and you are able to driving in easily, but when
I was going to stop this video halfway through this answer and say, you've done really well here because you've used the word however, and however just means but. For example, these headphones are the best headphones in the world. However, they're very expensive, or however, they lose charge very quickly. Okay, so I was going to mention it that you use the word however, and that allows you to extend your answers, which is a good thing. Okay, but we kind of just going back to those same mistakes where we're just saying whatever now. Um, yeah, so it's going to drag our marks a bit down.
time you looking driving and you looking betting and you looking are another option, so that time you are easily distract your way. So I thought if we focused one skill.
Okay, thank you. We've now come to the end of this speaking test, so I will now stop the recording. Right. Okay. Interesting test. Okay. Now I'm going to give you some detailed feedback here. However, this might sound like I'm being a bit negative here. It's just that there's some of the mistakes here, they're very apparent. Okay. The good thing is though, the mistakes that you've made, Ashraful, I think the last candidate was like this as well. They're very easy to fix. Okay. So let's look at this on your screen. This is the IELTS band rubric. This is what examiners use to mark your speaking test. I will leave a link in the description below so you can download this yourself if you're viewing this. And also, please like this video, leave a comment. It does help the channel grow. And click the link in the description if you would like to book your own speaking test with myself. I do have a promotion on at the moment. Now, let's begin. So, for fluency and coherence, I'm going to give you a band 5. Okay, so it usually maintains flow of speech but uses repetition, which we mentioned that self-correction or slow speech to keep going. So we did 2 of those things. Repetition, okay, you did a lot of that, and also slow speech to keep going. You did that quite a lot. Okay, now it wasn't that slow, okay, but you did use speech just to keep going, and you were losing coherence there. So you've got a 5 for that. Okay, the second bullet point: may overuse certain connectives and discourse markers. Again, that was apparent. The final bullet point: produces simple speech fluently, but more complex communication causes fluency problems. And that's what started to happen when I kept saying that you were missing a few words out. So for fluency and coherence, we've got a band 5. So lexical resource, which basically means vocabulary, right? So for this, you've also got a band 5. So manages to talk about familiar and unfamiliar topics, but uses vocabulary with limited flexibility. So this is where we used words, but we used them incorrectly a lot of the time. Sometimes we missed out words. And the second bullet point is attempts to use paraphrase, but with mixed success. I did see a couple of attempts of paraphrasing. I didn't actually mention it in this video, but you did it a couple of times. So you got a band 5 for that. No point looking at a 6 because I've already know what a 6. I already know what you need to get a band 6. So far you've got 2 5s. Let's see if we can pull these marks up. So now let's move on to grammatical range and accuracy. So let's look at what a band 5 gets. If we get these 2 bullet points, then we can look at a band 6. So the first bullet point for a band 5 is produces basic sentence forms with reasonable accuracy. Yeah, I think you did produce sentences, basic sentences, with somewhat, a decent amount of accuracy, but there were many times where you didn't do that, okay? So you definitely got that. Second bullet point, uses a limited range of more complex structures, but these usually contain errors, which you did a lot of, and may cause some comprehension problems. That's exactly what we've been talking about throughout this video. Now, so we've got 3 5s. So far we're on a band 5. Now let's move on to pronunciation. So this, I said many times throughout this video that this was your strongest, this was your strength basically. So we're hoping to get higher than a band 5, okay? Again, I already know this by heart pretty much. So I already know what you've got. So Ashraful, let's look at a band 6 because that's what I've given you for pronunciation. You've used a range of pronunciation features with mixed control. I think you did that very well. You show some effective use of features, but this is not sustained. I think at some points it became apparent, especially when he started to use, when he started to lose words, okay? So yeah, and the final bullet point can generally be understood throughout, though mispronunciation of individual words or sounds reduces clarity at times, okay? Yeah, you got that. This wasn't that apparent, so that's a good thing. No point looking at a band 7. So altogether, you've got a 5, 5, 5, and a band 6 for pronunciation, bringing our total score to a band 5.5. Now, here's what you can do to improve, okay? Before I even tell you what you can do, by the way, Ashraful, I'm just letting you know now, it's very easy to make these improvements for you. So firstly, you need to develop your vocabulary. One easy way to do this is just read more. When you read more, you'll come across a lot more words, and you will also learn how to use the words correctly because you'll see them as they are written. Another thing you can do is just watch more TV shows, and in English, by the way. And the final thing you can do is just speak more. Okay, that's it basically. And also with your grammar, I will send you a couple of links that you can use to perfect your grammatical range and accuracy. And that's about it. And hopefully we can get a band 6 or higher. I think you can get much higher, to be honest. That brings us to the end of this video. Again, if you would like to book your speaking test with me, just click the link below and you can book yourself a slot. Just look at my availability, whatever's there, whatever suits you. Please like the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.